Hello and welcome to the 5A Playoff Report on OlyTV. My name is Mark Schwartz. Alongside me is
Jackson Bonneville.
We'll be your analyst this morning for our report. Let's start off with the Monday quarterfinal game. Olympus took down Salem Hills 45-63. It was a tight one though. Salem Hills was a very tough team. Olympus didn't have their best game. Jack, what did you see from the Titans in that matchup?
Well, on that Monday day, a lot of the top teams you saw, like Orem and Altum, all lost. So it shows in the playoffs, even if you had a really good regular season, anything can happen and anyone can beat you. And in that first and second quarter, they looked pretty good. They looked comfortable, ready to go in that third quarter and put the game away, but Salem Hills responded. They cut the game to under 10 points, but Jack still was there to answer there when they came back and cut it to 10. He scored 11 straight, I think, in the fourth quarter at one point. He just led the team when maybe Salem Hills was putting on a run to try and come back and win the game. So just credit Jack for keeping them in and keeping Salem Hills at a distance, ending the game.
Yeah, and in the end, that was the deciding factor, is that Olympus had the best player on the floor, and Salem Hills couldn't match that. Riker Richards had a nice game, but he was not in the same league as Jack Wistersill. And let's go back to the other quarterfinal games. You had three contenders in Alta, Orem, and Timpview all lose. So I think that just speaks to how good this Olympus team is. It was an upset-ridden day at the U, and Olympus showed some grit and hung on to that win to advance to the semifinals. And Jack, what do they need to change from that quarterfinal game to not underperform in the semifinals?
I think they just need to sort of be in the moment. We saw a little bit there, a little bit tense. We saw maybe they're making bad passes, not really thinking really straight in their offense. It didn't look as smooth or flowing as it usually is. So going into the semifinals, just make sure you're ready to go and everything, because they looked a little bit tense and like the moment was a little too big, but they'll be ready to go in the Huntsman Center, their second time out there, and I think they're going to put the hammer down, like we say, early in that game, because they sort of maybe not a lot of the players besides Jack still played their best game there against Salem Hills. So they just didn't look that comfortable, and in their second game, I think they'll improve a lot of that.
Yeah, the last close game, I guess you could call it, was at Skyline a couple weeks ago. The 3-point game at half. The two games after that, Olympus outscored their opponents by 20+ in the first quarter. So I think we could definitely see a dominant first quarter from the Titans against the Lakers. Speaking of Bonneville, let's preview that matchup tonight. The Bonneville Lakers come in at 20-4. Big win over Alta. They got a layup with 5 seconds to go to put them up 1, and Alta never could put the ball in the basket. A great win from the Lakers, and I don't think anyone saw that coming. Everyone was picking the Hawks in that one. What did you see from Bonneville against Alta, Jack?
What an incredible shooting performance. We actually were able to see a little bit of the second half when we got there, and they were lights out, 11 for 18 from 3. Everyone's shooting well, and they only averaged 5.2 3-pointers per game on the year, and they made 11 there in that playoff game. Huge upset win over Alta. They were playing their best game right there with incredible shooting led by Coy Dixon, like you said, had a big game.
Yeah, 23 points, 7 3-point makes for Coy Dixon. But their leading scorer is Carson Jones. He averages about 15 points a game. This team is very well-rounded. 5 players who average over 8 points a game. It's going to be a very balanced attack, but the Lakers will need a couple of their role players to really step up like Coy Dixon did against Alta. Jack, this team, they love to push the ball inside. But against Alta, it was their shooting that was the deciding factor in the game. Against Olympus, what do you think they need to focus on, shooting the 3-ball or working it inside?
I think they got to shoot the 3. Jack Wistersill and Anthony Olsen, they've proven they get rebounds, and they are great defensively inside. I think you can attack the perimeter players a little bit more offensively if you're Bonneville, and I think they're going to be very comfortable. After their first game in the Huntsman Center, they go 11 for 18, 11 threes. Now they're going into their second game. They're confident. They know they can make them before. It's like they're going to continue on their shooting night, and that's where I think they need to key in on. Inside, I think it's not going to be the best matchup for them, with Jack still being right there the whole time. So I would focus on continuing on that previous success of the outside and building on it against this Olympus team.
I think they need to be open to the 3-ball, but don't force it. Stick with your offense, work it inside, get some fouls on Wistersill and Olsen early, and I think that's how they're going to be able to win this game. If you can get Olsen or Wistersill off the floor, suddenly that paint opens up a little bit and you can get more consistent scoring. Ultimately, though, they're going to have to keep up with this Olympus offense. It's incredible. We saw against Salem Hills, the Skyhawks just couldn't keep up. And we'll see if Bonneville can tonight. The game is at 7 at the Huntsman Center. It is a blackout. Everyone come support. Let's beat the Lakers.
welcome back.